pretty amazing what you can do when you put your mind to it. Now, so getting to the top of Kilimanjaro was pretty cool, and it's almost like you almost have to get to the top of a mountain if you're going to climb something. Nobody wants to know about it if you don't get all the way to the top. No one wants to hear about the time you almost got to the top of Kilimanjaro. But I can honestly sit here today and tell you that getting to the top was great, but it's the old cliche, you know, it's about the journey, not the destination. Getting to the top wasn't the best part, right? It was great. It was more like a sense of relief than anything else. But all the best things happened on the way up. But if you ask me to tell you the most memorable thing, the one thing that sticks with me about climbing Kilimanjaro actually happened before we even set foot on the mountain. From the time we arrived in Africa, we basically spent a week in a small town called Arusha, where we met all of our guides, got all of our food together. We were based there just getting everything ready to head to the mountain. And by the end of the first day of being in Arusha, I had this group of young guys that they would find me, even the whole time we were there, they would find me anywhere that I happened to be in town. I would come out of a cafe, I'd hop out of a Land Rover, they would be there. It was almost like they were tracking me. They'd find me and they'd be slapping me on the back. They'd be, "Mr. Warren, you're the man that's going to climb the mountain." And I'm like, you know, after a couple of days of this, I was like, well, hang on a minute. I haven't done anything yet. And so in the end, I thought, well, I know what I'll do. I'll turn it around. And I turned to them at one point and said, well, what about you guys? Tell me about your time on the mountain. Each and every one of them went deadpan, straight-faced, looked me in the eye and said, "Oh no, I'm not strong enough to climb the mountain." These are like 18, 19, 20-year-old guys. I'm not strong enough to climb the mountain. Blew me away. Absolutely blew me away. Talk about perception getting in the way of you creating your reality. Talk about putting up an obstacle. Right? Each and every one of these guys could have ran up the mountain. Right? In the same way, I'd guess that pretty much all of you guys could get up Kilimanjaro. If you had to. Because I know some of you are thinking, "Oh no, you don't know me. I couldn't climb a mountain." Well, climbing a mountain isn't everybody's cup of tea. Who wants to be cold, wet and miserable for weeks on end? But if you had to, of course you could. We can't afford to put obstacles up in our minds before they even exist. We just can't. All right, perception is huge. Everything starts and finishes with perception. I want to finish up. I want to share another little secret with you before we go. We like to think that other people are in control of our reality. They're not really. Not at the end of the day. At the end of the day, we're all responsible for whether we're happy with our jobs, where our family life is at. We're all responsible for the kind of world that our kids grow up in. I think deep down in our hearts we know that. I think we forget it sometimes. Right? We've got to take responsibility for our own actions and where we want to go. And I think that's huge for you guys because you have an opportunity to change people's lives. And it's huge. I said it once. I'll say it again. When you change the way you see the world, you can literally change the world. Beginning with your own. I want to thank you guys for having me here this morning. It's been an honour to spend some time with you this morning. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Wow, thank you.